Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Sasaphras Yoga Enchanted Forest Edition. Today we're doing another 30-minute sequence, and we're going to be focusing a bit into the hips. Now, when I normally do a hip-focused class, we usually, it's a little bit drawn out. We really settle in and take our time within the postures, a little bit more of a yin style. Today we're going to be, since we are only working in the 30-minute time frame, we're going to be creating a little bit more fluidity in our movements. And that means we're going to be warming up into the hips first, and then we'll be coming kind of in and out of some of the postures, adding in a few modifications. I do ask that you have at least one block for you today because we will be coming into Pigeon. And on that note, hopefully the black flies aren't going to be too bad today. It is gorgeous out here, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, everyone, we'll be starting in a seated position today, and I do ask that you have your block or whatever it is that you're using of this size available to you within grabbing distance. But before we start moving, let's go ahead and settle into the body and come into this space. If you're lucky enough, like me, to be able to get outside, really connect with your environment, the sensation around you, the feelings of the wind, the smell of the air. You can probably hear a little bit of background noise here. There is a waterfall close by. So just take a moment, and even if you're indoors, think about what you can hear. Think about what you can smell. What does the air feel like? And then how are you connecting within this space? How does your body feel grounding down onto the mat? Are we allowing the belly to soften and relax, the spine to stay tall? Relaxing the throat and allowing the breath to start coming in and out smoothly. If you haven't done so already, please soften or close the eyes. And feeling the connection of your body to the space on your mat and all around you will begin to deepen and control the breath. So finding this nice rhythm and pattern of deep breathing, we're going to take 3 more. Breathing in, exhale through the mouth. Coming back to your natural rhythm. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower the chin to the chest, relaxing the shoulders, just hanging the head. Slowly start to soften, fluttering open the eyes. And inhale, bring your gaze back through center. We'll take the left hand to the mat. Inhale, right up and over. Bending through the side body, finding extension. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand down, reaching over with the left. Nice even breaths here, finding that space through the ribs. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to keep the right foot tucked in, and I'm mirroring you guys, remember, and extend the left leg out in front. So right foot stays in, and as we extend this left leg, we're going to turn the toes inward, bend the knee, and as close as we can, tuck the calf and heel to the back of the left leg. So we call this like a seated mermaid position here. Block is going to go out in front of the right knee, and then we're going to come back and meet in center. Tuck it in. We're going to set up for a twist. On an inhale, grow long through the spine. Exhale, starting at the waist, allow the left hip to follow as we twist to the right. A few breaths here. Work your way up the spine as you breathe. One more breath in, grow tall. Exhale, untwist halfway. Pause out over that extended right knee. On an inhale, we'll reach the arms up. Feel that lift through the spine. And as we exhale, extend yourself forward. That left hip is still following us. We'll bring the hands down either to the block or to the mat and gradually allow your spine, your belly, your torso to rest down on the right leg. The block is here. Maybe we rest the forearms to the block as we open up space in the hip. Maybe forearms come to the mat and we can rest the forehead to the block. So we want to find a position where we can just really give in here and breathe. We're just creating some space into that right hip. The more pressure you place down on the leg, the more stretch you're going to feel. As you breathe here, really expand through the back body, the back of the lungs, the back of the ribs, and see how much you can melt through the front of the body. Inhale. Start to use the hands to walk the torso back up. Exhale, make your way back into center. And just sit with the sensation for a moment, feeling what sort of stretch we just gave that right hip, how much space has opened up. And then we'll extend the left leg and extend the right leg, setting up for a fold. Before we fold down here, again, just thinking about the difference in sensation between these left and right hips. We're probably still feeling a lot of sensation in the right hip, maybe feeling a little tight in the left. So keep this in mind as we come into the fold here, because hips do come into play when we fold forward. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, extend yourself and soften down. Knees can be gently bent here. We haven't stretched out the hamstrings. As we start to fold a little deeper, maybe we pedal the backs of the knees up and down on the mat. Just starting to create some space and open up the back of the legs. You'll notice I'm not hanging my head down all the way, but I'm still finding a little bit of extension through the crown of my head toward the toes and allowing the chest to soften toward the knees. A couple more breaths here. Start to engage into the belly. On an inhale, we'll reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come into the heart. And then we're going to bring our left foot into center. Right leg is extended. Bend that knee and tucking it as close as we can to the back of the right leg. Block comes out in front of the left knee. We will meet back in center. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, twisting to the left. Allow the right hip to follow. We'll take a couple breaths here, so moving slowly into the twist. One more breath in. Exhale, untwisting halfway, stopping over that left leg. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, find the extension forward. Soften down, bring your hands down first, and allow the torso to melt right down over that left leg. So maybe using a couple breaths to find that one sweet spot where we just want to give in completely and release. We'll take several breaths here. Inhale, look forward, strengthen up the belly. Next breath in, we'll reach all the way up. Exhale through center, hands to the heart. Notice the sensation in the legs and in the hips. And then we're going to slowly make our way into a tabletop position. Place the block off to the top of the mat and come onto hands and knees. Few quick circles up and around the wrists. And then we'll come to the top of the left hand, gently circle around. And the top of the right, shaking it out, and then to the top of the right hand. And shaking it out. Come back into center, hands and knees. Inhale through cow. Exhale to cat. 2 more times. And coming back into table. Shift your weight into the right knee. We're going to start to circle out through that left leg, and we're going to keep the knee bent to start. So gently open the left leg out to the side. You'll feel the hip flexors turn on, and then start to circle around. Or the adductors, abductors. I can't remember which one. Doesn't matter. You'll feel those hip muscles start working. Try to keep the belly slightly pulling up and in, and the weight even between the hands and the right knee. Reverse the direction. Bring your knee back through center, hover it over the mat. We're going to open it to the side again. Really engage into the belly, flex the left foot. If it's within your reach or practice at this moment, go ahead and extend that left leg. Breathing. And always bend back into the knee if this is too much. 2 more breaths here. Feel that right supporting leg and hip turn on underneath you. Exhale, bend the left knee, and come back through table. Shake out the hands. Inhale through cow. Exhale to cat. Back in table, shift your weight to the left knee, and we'll start to circle out through the right. Belly tucking underneath. We're lubricating and creating movement in the hip joints, allowing the oxygen to begin flowing into that area and open up some space, get us warmed up. So reverse the direction. Come back to center for a moment. Hover the knee over the mat. On an inhale, we'll open the right knee to the side. Flex the foot. Feel the support from the core in that left leg. Option to straighten the right leg. Breathe. Bend that right knee and exhale to table. Breathe in through cow. Breathe out for cat. Inhale, table, tuck the toes. Hands walk in front, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out the feet. Finding stillness, shake out the head, shake it out no, shake it out yes. And then looking back at the feet on an inhale, right leg will rise. We'll bend the knee and open the hip to the side. Keep the upper body squared to the mat. Don't turn your torso to the right. Big stretch here. And then circle that right knee out a couple of times. Your next inhale, extend that right foot way back. Square off the hips. Exhale, bring the right knee into the nose and plant the foot between the hands. We'll ground the left knee for the low lunge. Setting up for lizard. Both hands to the inner right foot and the right foot heel toes to the long edge of the mat. We're going to be keeping the right heel on the mat, but turning the toes so that they're slightly off. We can keep the foot flat to the mat for this next stretch, or if you want to increase deeper into the hip, roll onto that baby toe side of the foot, opening the knee to the side. So either opening or flattening the foot. On an inhale, we're going to lift the right hand up into the sky, finding a little twist. Press away from the mat with your left hand. And for those of you that want to go deeper, bending the left knee and perhaps reaching back for that left foot with your right hand. Kick the foot back into the hand and dip the pelvis down toward the mat. Really deep stretch here, breathing through it. Breathing in. Exhale, we'll bring the hand forward or down. We're going to stay in lizard here. So flattening the foot just for a moment. And take a moment to adjust into the hips. Your right hip's probably pulling forward a little bit. Slightly pull it back in line with the left. We're going to be coming down onto forearms, or we have the block available, forearms to the block. Walk the hands a step or two in front. We're going to start by taking a soft bend into the elbows. I'm going to open my knee to the side, so I'm adjusting my hips here. And then starting, you'll notice I'm not lengthening or dropping the spine. I'm just bending into the elbows to start to bring myself down a little closer. And again, we can use the block. As I come down and find the one position I'd like to hold in, you'll notice I'm going to square my hips off again. So slight adjustments. It's okay if they come unsquared. We just have to stay aware and know when we need to adjust again. Breathe here. Don't drop the head. One more big breath. Inhale, walk back up onto the hands. I'm going to flatten my right foot to the mat, but I'm going to scoot the toes forward a little bit. I did this variation in one of my classes the other day, and I'd like to try it again. I'm going to take my right hand behind the right ankle and extend it off to the side. Left hand's going to stay in front as a placement for a moment. I'm squaring my hips off, and I'm slowly going to slide the left hand out to the side. You can always keep it in front because this does require a bit of balance. So strong into the core, strong into both legs. So both of my arms are extending out to the side, right arm under the right leg. And again, I'm taking a slight bend to the elbows. Now I'm going to roll my foot open to the side, creating more space in the hip. This is adding a bit of a core strengthener in here. So breathing. As we come out, we'll pull the right hand back in front and the left hand back in front to slowly lift the torso. Heel toe that right foot back into center. Inhale, lean forward, look forward. Exhale, half split. Coming back, folding over the right leg as it extends. Inhale, forward, low lunge, tuck the left toes. Another inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths here. Inhale, left leg rises, open the hip, keep the torso square, and circle out that knee. Inhale, extend it back, square up the hips. Exhale, knee to nose, foot plants between the hands. Low lunge. Heel toe the foot out to the side for lizard. Remember, we're keeping the heel on the mat and turning the toes slightly off. That action alone is going to open up a little more space in the hips. I'm going to roll onto the baby toe side of my foot and then adjust the hips so they start to square off. On an inhale, left hand reaches and extends up into the air. Option to go deeper, bending the right knee, and maybe we reach back for the foot or the ankle. Sorry, I've got bugs crawling on me. Kick the foot into the hand if you've grabbed it. And then slightly dip the pelvis down toward the mat. Keep the core engaged. Right arm is strong, and breathe. Breathe in. Exhale, release the foot. We'll bring the hands forward. You can flatten your left foot again to the mat if you had it open. And setting up for our fold, so either bringing the block in front, walk the hands in front. I'm going to open my knee to the side, so subtly adjusting those hips. And then taking that soft bend to the elbows, long spine, core engaged as I start to dip down. Forearms can come to the block or the mat. And creating those little adjustments still as I come down and start to deepen into the breath. Not dropping the head. On an inhale, using your hands to press the torso up, flattening the left foot, tucking in just a little bit closer and scooting the toes up just a little bit. Left hand under that left leg, extending off to the side. You can keep your right hand in front here, really engage the core, subtly square off those hips. Even though we scooted the toes forward, keep that left hip pulling back. And maybe the right arm extends to the side. That part is optional. Finding a little bit of a deepened fold, breathing, belly engaged, looking forward, don't drop the head. You slide the left hand back first, then the right. Heel toe the left foot to center, lean forward, inhale, look forward. Exhale to the half split, leaning back, left leg extends, fold down. And inhale forward to the low lunge, tuck the right toes. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to slowly start to walk the hands back toward the feet. So we're forward folding at the back of the mat. I just have to check my phone, sorry. On an inhale, we'll lift halfway. And exhale, we'll fold. Soften into the knees. Inhale, rolling up to stand. Big breath in as we come up. Arms come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And release. Step into the top third of the mat. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, shift your weight to the right foot. Hands come into the heart, and we'll lift the left knee. Inhale, step that left foot back. Keep the heel hovering over the mat, but begin to soften it down for a warrior one. We want to open up the front of this left hip. So again, hips are squared off, knee is not going past the ankle. I'm going to create a little bit more space, but you can also widen out here. On an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms, bend the elbows, lift the heart, and start to really press down into that back heel. Breathing here. Tailbone is long, so hip bones are slightly pressing forward. We're opening up the front of the body, creating some space through the front of the hip. Breathing in. Exhale, reach the arms down. Inhale, high on those left toes, bring the arms up. Exhale, start folding down. We're going to frame the right foot. We're going to be moving into pigeon from here. If you'd rather go into lizard again, if you're not feeling like pigeon today, you can do that as well. Ground the left knee, low lunge. I'm going to heel toe my right foot over to the left side of the mat this time. And start to bring the right knee down. I can always wedge a block under this right hip. And as I start to open up space here, I can take the block out and bring the bum down. We want to try to find equal weight on both legs. This is an intense hip opener, so allow yourself time to settle into it. We don't need to just collapse and fold right down. Even though I might have it in my capacity to fold down right now, I want to allow my hips to open up. Few big breaths here. Bring the hands in front. And just like we did in lizard, and again, if you are still in lizard, you can do this as well. I'm going to take a soft bend to the elbows and start leading the heart forward. I'm not folding all the way down today. If you would like to from here, I invite you to do so. I'm really just focusing on breathing and creating sensation and releasing tension from my tight hip muscles. Feel the spine lengthen. And today, instead of relaxing this back leg, I'd like you to keep it engaged. So sending energy out through those toes. Feel the quad turn on. 2 more big breaths here. Slowly take the hands under the shoulders. Shift your weight into the right hip. And then slowly bend the left knee, dragging it forward. You're going to come into a seated position, either fire log, stacking the left foot on the right knee and the left knee on the right foot, or you can come into a comfortable cross-legged position if this is a little too intense. If you have those calves and feet stacked here, bring the hands just behind the bum, fingertips forward, and gently push the torso forward. If your knee is popping way up, you'll find that this little gentle fold will help to start relaxing to that hip, bringing the knee closer. Feet are flexed, spine is long, look forward, breathe. And then slowly release. Bring the hands forward and the feet back to table. Tuck the toes, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Walking the hands back to the feet, fold at the back of the mat, release yourself down. Feel the differences between the left and right sides. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rolling up to stand, big breath in. Arms come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Move into the top third of the mat. And we'll move into the other side. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, shift your weight to the left foot. Hands come into the heart, and the right knee will start to come up into the chest. Just for a moment, on an inhale, we'll step that right foot back. Setting up for warrior one. The heel can stay slightly lifted to start. Make sure your left knee is not going past the ankle. We're just opening up space in the front of this right hip here. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Remember, tailbone long, hip bones press forward. Exhale, cactus arms opening out to the sides. So big opening on the whole front of the body here. And begin to soften that right heel down. Breathing in. Exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, forward and up, high on those right toes. Exhale, folding down, frame the left foot. Ground that right knee. And as we make our way into pigeon, we can have the block available under the left hip this time. Left foot will heel toe to the right side of the mat. And soften that left knee down. As we create space in the hip, we can take the block out. We're going to stay active through this right leg. Active quad, active toes. Not overexerting, but just making sure we're engaging still into that right leg. Give yourself time to breathe and open up. Everyone wants to rush to fold forward in pigeon. I'm guilty of it as well. But I guarantee you'll get a lot more, not success to the posture, but a lot more benefit from it by taking your time. Hands in front. Long spine, belly engaged. Start to take a soft bend to the elbows. If you would eventually like to fold all the way down, I invite you to do so. I'm just going to take a soft bend here and breathe. Two more big breaths. Inhale, slowly walk yourself up. Hands under the shoulders, shift your weight into the left hip. I'm going to bend my right knee, dragging it toward the top of the mat. Option for fire log, flipping that right foot around to rest on the left knee, right knee on the left foot, or a comfortable cross-legged position, whichever is going to work for you. Hands come behind and slightly giving myself a gentle push forward. This little fold is going to bring my knees down, begin relaxing the legs. Inhale, come back through neutral. Gently and slowly bring the feet in front, keeping the knees bent. Right into our half boat position to wind down. Inhale, tall spine, arms reach out. Exhale, feel the belly pull in as we wind ourselves back and down. Nice and slow. Relax through the head, the arms and the legs. Big breath into the belly, let it out with a sigh. Tuck the knees into the chest and find a happy baby. Open the thighs around the ribs and maybe rock a bit from side to side. And finding stillness, bring the soles of the feet together, keeping the knees wide. We'll lower the legs to the mat. Maybe take one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, or you can support the legs and the hands. Feel and connect with your breath. I'm going to give you the option of remaining in this reclined bound angle position for Shavasana, or if now you'd like to move slowly and gently to extend the legs into Shavasana, we'll start to settle down and settle in. Whichever position you've chosen, allow the eyes to soften or close and connect again with that natural breath. Feel the release coming into the body as we relax. And with each gentle exhale, slowly begin to lose your control over the breath, over your body, over your thoughts. allow your breath to deepen again. Invite the awareness back to the body, back to your room, or whatever space you're in. Feel your connection to the space and the rhythms around you. Wiggle out your toes and fingers. Rock your head gently from side to side. Roll to one side, doesn't matter which. Make your way up to your most comfortable seated position with an inhale. I invite you to take the hands to the heart. We'll end this practice with a round of Om. Breathing in. Exhale all the stale air. One more inhale for Om. Thank you for practicing along with me today. I look forward to next time. Namaste.